everyone. We are here at the college finals of U.S. Quadball Nationals 2025 in Richmond, Virginia. My name's Soleil,
And my name is Stephanie.
and we are going to be commentating the game today. And now we are going to tune into the captain's meeting.
Ladies and
Part will be
gentlemen,
live.
welcome to the D1 College National Championship game between Creighton University
I've seen the NFL.
City of. Our captains are about to meet the kickoff for the action.
Creighton, University of Virginia. I don't hear my voice. They want this live.
Are there going to be rule clarification?
Nope. It's just going to be the coin toss, and then we'll get muted. Creighton, University of Virginia. Congratulations on making it to the national championship. My name is Alex Amadal. I will be your head ref. To kick things off, we're going to do the coin toss. UVA, the toss is yours. Heads and tails.
No, go for it.
In the air.
Tails. Oh, it's heads. Heads.
It is tails. Creighton. Are getting closer? We're going to mute. Actually talk. Okay. You know how I do things, all right? To completely, so we're on the same page.
Creighton University making this ever national college final from almost all the ground. Alex Brian Davis and Wiley Sonny flying. Now it's time for your Creighton starting lineup. At keeper, Sam Spitson. Jason Williams. Jason Ortiz. And Peter Lee Baldwin. Peter, TJ and Connor. Maddie and Myers. Remember one more time for the Creighton DJ down here.
And then David Wilson starting out in the game. And then so like big 1 hour.
And so the University of Virginia making it at keeper. Jason Max. Take there, Chantel Segors. And that beater, Rick Provence. And Anna Marie Pritchett. Head coach David Littleton. Give it up one more time for Virginia. That's right. What's up?
You would know.
Go Cats. Look.
Starts.
Don't stop it. Sorry. Bit of us.
Yeah.
Look, good check that one.
All right, everyone, we are about to get started. We've got our head referee setting up the balls. It looks like Creighton is going to be running for those dodgeballs, and UVA, Virginia Quadball, is going to be running for that quad ball. And I'm excited to see how this game goes. I haven't had a chance to see Creighton play this weekend, but I know they're a really strong team. And I've been seeing and reffing Virginia all weekend, and man, they are some super athletes on this team.
Very true. We got a even 16 wins for the regular season record for both teams, so I'm expecting a good matchup between the two today for our D1 Quad Ball Nationals Championship.
Each team has a couple development academy players on it, so I'm excited to see how those players fare in this game today.
All right, awaiting on the head referee for verifying that each team is ready, and we're about to kick off very soon.
Really strong ref crew of all head referees in this game, so I think it'll have to be pretty clean.
Very true. Very true. I agree. UVA is ready. Creighton is ready.
Creighton is ready.
Let's do it. Blue v black.
Just a fair warning in advance, Creighton's jerseys are a little hard to read, so we may be referring more to Virginia with their names and numbers than Creighton.
Sounds good. Creighton with the ball, number 7. Immediately tackled. Passes to number 13. 25 is at the half line.
Looks like they're playing a slow offense. Creighton with the dodgeball control is going to be making this defense a little harder to penetrate in.
13 moving up.
Passes up top, steal by Creighton, dodges a dodgeball, and goal for Creighton. First goal of the game in the college finals goes to Creighton.
Again, just a reminder that it is very hard to read Creighton's numbers on the back of their jerseys, so we will be calling like overhaul calls on Creighton.
So we've got Virginia number 25 carrying the ball up. Looks like they do not have the dodgeball support with them, but rather their support player, Emma Rollins here, who now has the quad ball, looking to make a pass, looking to make something happen, waiting for their beaters.
Nani pulling left. Ooh,
Big
big tackle here.
Looks like I see an arm up, so it's possible that there's a call on the play.
Indeed. Stoppage has happened.
Yeah, and we have a player down, so we are going to pan away and hope that this player is okay to play the rest of the game. It's a tough time. So starting off strong, Creighton, 10-0. Really early in the game, so it's still really hard to say how these teams are going to fare out.
Indeed, just waiting on this injury stoppage here. Hopefully the player down is okay. She is getting back up on her feet now.
And it looks like our head referees are discussing whether or not there's a call on the play. I wasn't able to find out exactly what was happening from my angle, but we'll have to see what they say because they are the ones who ultimately make that decision. But it is a hot day here. Lots of games have been played over this weekend, so you know that teams are getting really into it.
98 is back on her feet for Virginia. We're going to do an injury substitution real quick, but it seems like she's okay, which is great.
Yay! Got it, Egg.
And so far, the referees have not made a call on the play, so we'll have to see if that changes.
98 is Emma Rollins. Emma Rollins is going off the pitch now. Seems to be walking okay. Probably just an injury substitution. And we are back.
One foul on the
live
play.
now.
There is a foul on the play.
Creighton, number 85, illegal contact. Contact from the back. Yellow card, 1 minute or until UVA scores.
So there is a yellow card for illegal contact from behind. For those who are watching at home, you can only tackle someone when you are in front of the player. And unfortunately, that player was not. And so now quad ball is returned to number 4. And they're at the top looking to pass it off to number 7. Still playing it slow, passing around on the outside. They're moving the quad ball down, passing
And
back
taken
up.
by
Sniped.
Creighton. Exactly.
Sniped by Creighton's keeper.
All right, Creighton moving up.
This is the first full offense we've seen from Creighton in this game, so we'll have to see how that goes. They do maintain dodgeball control and are able to take out the point chaser while possessing it.
Creighton with a good takeout of the opposing beater.
Creighton passing the quad ball around up top, waiting for their beaters to make something happen. These are some really strong beaters. I know Maddie Namani, Development Academy player, and number 76, TJ O'Connor, another beater.
goal. Another goal by Creighton Chaser. We have a stoppage on the play as the referees check to make sure that that was a verified goal. Stay tuned.
Current score is 10-0. However, if this goal is good, the score will be 20-0 for Creighton.
One foul on the play. One foul on the play. UVA, number 7, illegal contact. Contact from behind. Yellow card. Penalty time is negated by the Creighton goal.
All right, so we do have a contact foul on number 7, yellow card. However, their penalty time is negated, so they do still get to start with it and keep their keeper headband. So now they're walking up, pass it over to number 25 on Virginia.
And that's a 20-0 Creighton favor over Virginia currently.
They're passing along the outside. I'm not seeing a lot of deep options for Virginia. It looks like they're keeping the quad ball at the top of the hoops rather than behind. They don't really have anyone going behind. Oh, I spoke too soon, and now they do have a chaser who's cutting behind. A great drive and dish. Manages to draw out a little bit of chaser defense.
Pushing
Pass
wide.
and shot.
Shot is no good.
But
Connected to behind, but behind is beat, and Creighton has control.
I think Virginia is really going to need to get dodgeball control back, which is going to be hard with a TJ Maddie beater pair here, both development academy players, looking to beat out the point. Oh, so close for Virginia beater to get that dodgeball, but not quite able to make it.
Maddie beating out the top.
And the Creighton
Defensive
keeper
points.
able to get the rebound, passes, great goal for Creighton, classic. It looks like that was scored by, I believe that was 85, but I'm not 100% sure. Anya Ortiz. So now we've got 25 on Virginia, carrying the quad ball up, passing to number 13 up top, who's looking to drive in, try and draw that defense out, but their pass was sniped again by that keeper. Very strong keeper here, Sam Steenson.
Creighton moves the ball upwards with their chaser moving forward. Shoots over the top medium hoop, no good. Ball out of bounds. Virginia reset.
So far, the shots for either team have not been quite going through, but they've all been really close and really good looks. All 30 points that Creighton has scored have been from those close shots.
And we have a timeout now called by Virginia. We have a 1 minute timeout.
30-0 start in the game is really tough, so I definitely understand the reasoning for Virginia calling that timeout. And so hopefully they're able to regroup and come back into this game because it is the finals, and I'd love to see a really close game in the college finals. These are some really, really strong teams, and I'll have a lot of the strongest players in the country.
Agreed, very much so. It wasn't necessarily a definitive start by Creighton. However, they did put up 30 points unresponsive by Virginia. But I would say that defensively, offensively, the teams are still looking rather even. Should be a good game ahead of us. But Creighton does pull ahead 30-0 as we speak now for the timeout.
I'm interested to see what adjustments Virginia makes after this timeout, and see if they switch up their offense, switch up their defense a little bit. I do think that their defense has been pretty strong. They just haven't quite been able to put that quad ball through those hoops to get points this game.
I do think also the fact that Creighton has controlled both dodgeballs for a majority of this game is definitely playing a role in the score card that we're seeing now. Right now, Creighton holds control.
We'll have to see if Creighton is able to hold control with a different beater pair, given that I will say I think these two are probably the strongest beaters on Creighton. So
Play resumes.
Play resumes. We've got Virginia number 25 bringing the quad ball up slow and protected by beater number 10, Joey Bay.
The quad ball is dished out to the right, back to the center.
The electronic scoreboard is switched as the team switched. God.
Ball back to the center for Virginia. Virginia drives up.
Virginia drives, almost scores in that shot.
Shoots to the right middle hoop, but misses right on top. Creighton recovers.
Again, another very close shot by Virginia here. Both of these teams, these shots are just like 1 inch off from going in.
However, control was turned over in that play. Now Virginia does have control of the dodgeballs. 2 dodgeballs for Virginia, 1 dodgeball to Creighton. Ball back up top for Creighton.
Virginia able to maintain possession even when the beater was trying to beat them out. Oh, great beat. Great beat by Virginia onto Creighton Tracer.
However, we did have a hand up early in that play. I do believe that it will be a foul committed against Virginia. We are waiting. Head ref's official call coming in now.
So it
Yellow
seems that
card, 1 minute or
UVA
until
number
Creighton
7 for a
scores.
jersey pull. So that is their second yellow of the game already, and so my guess is that we are going to see a substitution once they're released from the penalty box, because since a goal has not been scored, they do need to serve 1 minute in the box or until Creighton is able to put up another point on the board. And so now the head referee is resetting the quad ball to the top where the foul occurred.
Creighton at the top of the key here, going right.
Here we've got Creighton number 3, Mogan Hunter. Their beater isn't able to support them because they do have that keeper point. Virginia has the keeper point in their zone, so they pass it to the left, hoping that that can create a different look. We do see a dodgeball exchange and a shot
And
that
that's
does
a
go
goal.
through. Another goal by Creighton, 40-0.
Indeed, center hoop
And
off
again,
the rim.
Creighton was also able to get dodgeball control back in that play, so that was a really good offense for Creighton. Hopefully Virginia can recover here and really get some points on the board.
And that does mean that Virginia number 7 is back in the game off of the Creighton goal. So we have a solid 6v6 as we speak.
And this time they do have a chaser behind, but it doesn't look like they're utilizing them. Blocks a dodgeball, gets through some contact, is looking to make a shot, blocked. Creighton. But I did see a hand up, so I do think there was a call on the play. I did see possibly some high contact, maybe also some low contact in that same tackle.
High
sliding
and low
down
contact.
the body. So we'll have to see what the final call is.
Love to see it.
My guess is that the chaser is going to be returned to where the foul occurred, but we'll see what the head referee says and if they determine that a foul was committed.
And again, as we speak, the current score is 40-0, Creighton on top. Let's see what the head referee decides on this stoppage. Coming to you now. There's one foul in the play.
Creighton, number 3.
Contact to the neck.
So yes,
Yellow card, 1 minute or until UVA scores.
the contact was a little bit high. It was contact to the neck for number 3 on Creighton. And so now UVA is going to get that quad ball back where the foul occurred. And so I wonder if they're going to be able to use this to put their first goal of the game on the board. They reset to the top to number 25, who
fakes number 13, passes to number 13 on the right side. Number 13 is moving up, now behind hoops, pushes back, now resetting kind of toward the top of the key, passes back to number 77 on the top, again, resetted towards semi-half line. 77 is surveying the field, looking for a good pass.
I think that they're waiting for number 10 on Virginia to beat out the beater, but they weren't quite able to make that connection in time.
The quad ball is reset towards half line, not officially reset, but towards half line. Number 4 recovers, passes to number 77. Again, they're a couple feet in front of the half line now, looking to survey what is going on with the dodgeballs, I'm assuming. Back to up front, passes to the left.
What I really
across.
like about number 13's play here especially is that she's driving in, trying to draw that defense out, and then making a pass across the field and hoping that the defense is now shifted to her. Unfortunately, it hasn't resulted in a goal. It didn't result in a goal on that one, but that was a really nice idea. And so now we've got Creighton bringing the ball up. They just crossed half, and it looks like they still aren't able to get control. I do see a hand up, so there is a stoppage in the game. I'm not sure, possibly third dodgeball interference, but I guess we'll have to see what the referees say.
Indeed, we had a Virginia quad ball turnover there. We had a pass from the left across the face of the hoops to the right. It was intercepted. Quad ball turnover to Creighton. Creighton has the quad ball in front of their half now as we await the referee's final decision on why they've stopped play.
And Virginia has only had 2 losses this season, so their third loss in the finals would be pretty rough for them. But Creighton is going into this weekend completely undefeated. So we know that both of these teams are very, very strong. And are also coming with some very strong coaches. We've got I don't. Virginia does not have their non-playing coaches listed. Oh, David Littleton. And then we've got Creighton Quadball with Sina Morimoto. But I also recognize that there are a few additional non-playing coaches that I see on the bench. I recognize a few Warriors players on Creighton. I know that those teams are very interconnected, and a lot of the Creighton alumni go on to play for Warriors in their club seasons.
And stay tuned for the head referee's call on the stoppage of play now.
One foul on the play. UVA number 33. Improper procedure, claiming a ball that was adjudicated to Creighton. The yellow dodgeball will be turned over.
So we have a dodgeball turnover on number 33 of Virginia. So now Creighton has control and the quad ball as they proceed upwards. Play is about to resume in a second once the head referee deems that it is okay to do so.
That's a tough loss for Virginia here. They really haven't been able to maintain control for very many possessions of this game, and I do think that control is the way that they're going to be able to put some points on the board, create those opportunities for their chasers to score. Because from what I've seen, there's been a few long shots from Virginia, but there just hasn't really been any passes that are that close to the hoops to get those guaranteed goals. And so it does look like the head referee should be starting play soon. One more discussion with the assistant ref, but brooms up and they are about to restart.
Play restarts with Creighton at the top of the key, proceeding upwards. We have a shot to the center group. Center group in. That is 50-0 Creighton.
Something that I'm seeing from these Creighton beaters is that they're really able to tap out the point chaser of Virginia while still maintaining control, which can be really hard when there's an unloaded beater ready to grab that dodgeball. So now we've got Virginia number 19 passes over to the side to number 77, who's looking to maybe drive in more. Passes out to number 13. We'll have to see if she drives in, draws that defense once again. There is a beater scrap happening, but Virginia
77 with the shot. The shot is blocked by Creighton in the center hoop. And there's a little bit of a scuffle, but Creighton comes up top with the quad ball. They're resetting. They're now driving to the right with Creighton. Creighton passes right.
So that was very smart by Creighton. They recognized that there was a dodgeball there and that they were not going to be able to make that goal, and so they slowed down, reset it. Unfortunately, there was a shot made that didn't quite go through, and now Virginia has possession of the quad ball, and I believe also has dodgeball control, and they're having a couple beater subs, so we'll see how this beater pair fares. This is the original starting beater pair, and Creighton has maintained their starting beater pair. So now we've got number 13 driving in, dishes to number 19 on Virginia, who passes up to number 77.
Number 77 is driving to the left now, still holding the ball, surveying the field. 77 still holds control of the quad ball, backup center, up top.
And Virginia's able to maintain control of those dodgeballs and is looking to beat out the loaded beater on Creighton, which and possibly results in a goal for Virginia.
Highly contested, as in, I would say half and half of the referee crew, the assistant referee crew voted yes on the goal, and yet head referee is saying no goal by Virginia. The quad ball is reset to Creighton. Creighton has control of the quad ball. Creighton rolls up with the quad ball. However, Virginia still holds control of the dodgeballs now.
And so that I would say that that offense for Virginia was created by their beaters by beating out that loaded beater and creating a no dodgeball scenario, even if just for a second. So now we've got Creighton carrying the ball up, passes to a chaser deep. They use the deep field a lot more, and now we've got the keeper looking to drive in, blocks a dodgeball, and goal goes through. So that is another goal for Creighton. The score is 60-0.
Good dodge at the top of the key by the leading Creighton chaser. Again, scored by.
I was not able to see who scored that one.
I do think it was a chaser, though.
It was definitely one of the chasers.
Reset number 77 is B up top of the key. We now have Creighton recovering with the attempt of the fast break. However, it was stopped by number 19 of Virginia.
Creighton is able to maintain control. Beats
Big
out the
tackle.
beater, and we've got
Big tackle, however, contested. Creighton is able to score on the medium hoop.
beautiful goal. I believe that was Danny Rendon, number 80 on Creighton. And as well, they're still able to maintain control. And so now we've got Virginia with the quad ball, protected by their one beater. So we've got number 13 carrying the ball up. Number 13 has been a big player in this game so far. Seen the quad ball a lot in her hands. She's the one who seems to be able to draw the defense out. Passes back up to number 11, who passes to 4 on the side. Unfortunately, a lot of their chasers are getting beat out by beaters.
Or back to 11. 11 passes behind hoops. Behind hoops is trying to score. No good on the median hoop. It looked a little bit low. We have a stoppage on the play. Head referee with his arm up. The current score is 70-0. Creighton is on top.
See hands up, pointing in both directions. So there could be more than one call on the play here. We'll have to see what the referees decide. But I do think there was quite a bit happening in both the beater and the chaser game throughout that. So it could be a card for each team. Really even it out, make it a 5-on-5 game instead of 6-on-6 if that's the case.
Exactly. Really interesting to see how these cards fare out. We have a deliberation between the head ref and the assistant referees now as they're trying to verify what the call on the play is. Coming to you soon as the head ref decides what is going on. As they deliberate, I would just like to verify that the score is indeed 70-0 in favor of Creighton over Virginia.
Looks like all the players are regrouping, bringing each other some water, starting to discuss some strategy. We haven't seen, I would say, very many adjustments from Virginia so far, which has resulted in them still not scoring. I'd really love to see them play behind the hoops. I think that some of their best looks have come from when they flip the quad ball behind deep into the far field.
Agreed. The head ref did go over to Virginia to share a couple of words, and I think that those words will be shared with the general audience in a few minutes. Also the head ref going over to the Creighton sideline to share a few words. So this will be interesting once we get the verification of what the head ref is thinking.
So I do see number 99 headed to the box, so I'm assuming that's what the card is. We'll find out
now. 2 calls on the play.
Touching the ball, kicking the ball. Double possession. That's going to be a blue card. You're 99. Legal contact. Contact from behind. Yellow card.
It looks like both calls. Looks like both calls are against Virginia. That'll put two Virginia
beaters in the box. This is going to create a full no dodgeball scenario for Creighton, and it does result in them getting triple dodgeball control. If their second beater does not pick up the dodgeball once they tag in, once they resume play, then they could be able to maintain this even when the UVA beaters get released from the box.
Again, just a reiteration, we have 2 Virginia Quadball players in the box currently on the beater side. That means that no Virginia beaters are on the pitch now. We have Creighton pulling up,
No
quick,
dodgeball scenario. And
immediate goal on the medium-sized hoop. That will bring back one Virginia beater player back into play. We have one Virginia beater still in the box.
And so Creighton opted not to maintain triple, and so now number 99, Virginia, is able to help out in this offense, creating a no dodgeball scenario. Number 13 drives in and gets it through the hoop, but was beat before, and now we've got Creighton keeper driving, dishes out to the left. It has a pass option. Looks like they're slowing it down now that Virginia is able to be there with a dodgeball.
Again, just a score check for our viewers. We are at 80-0 Creighton. Creighton drives to the center hoop. Center hoop is scored on by Creighton. However, it is called no good by the head referee. I believe it was a beat before call. We're going to verify that now as the head referee calls for a stoppage to reconvene with his assistant referees to verify on the play that it was indeed a beat before on Creighton.
And so there is still one Virginia beater in the box. If this goal is called good, then they will be released. However, if the goal is called no good, they will remain in the box until their minute has been served or until Creighton scores.
I don't think much of the minute remains, however, for that Virginia beater that is still in the box. The head referee call is coming to you now. It is called no good
So
on the offensive stretch by Creighton. The attempt on the goal was no good, so we remain at 80-0 in favor of Creighton. Virginia resets the ball now with their keeper, pursuing outside of the box.
Virginia is going faster than I would expect them to with their beater in the box. But number 99 is able to put that pressure and still beat out a beater. Unfortunately, their chaser also gets beat out at the bottom. And so now we've got Creighton with the quad ball running up, blocks a dodgeball, blocks another dodgeball, driving in.
Small hoop,
Looking to
small
drive
hoop,
through.
highly contested. However, goal ref is calling good.
Goal is good.
Goal ref was calling good on the small hoop. It was contested, but the quad ball was put through the middle hoop again, so it should be a good goal by Creighton. However, we are verifying by the referee crew now that was okay without any opposition.
So I believe the goal did go through the hoops. For me, it's a matter of you can no longer charge a stationary player, and that could have been a charge. I didn't have a great angle on it. I'm sure that's what the referees are discussing, and they would know best given their position on the field to ours.
It'll be interesting what their take is, though, because I believe the foul was committed on the small hoop. However, the goal was through the middle hoop. The goal was decided that it was indeed good on the middle hoop, I believe. Goaltending, actually. So I actually think that it was a good goal called on the small hoop based on goaltending on Virginia.
And so now we've got Virginia carrying the ball up again by number 13, guarded by their beater. And now they do have two beaters back in play, so maybe they will be able to get control back. I do think they'll need to get control in order to put some points on the board. Number 99, able to beat out the beaters not once but twice. Unfortunately, the Virginia Chasers just not. Oh, and
Finally, a good goal by Virginia. That is the first goal put up by Virginia on the small hoop. We now have a score of 90-10.
And
Creighton favors.
in addition, Virginia was able to get dodgeball control back, so we'll have to see if they're able to use it and take this momentum to tighten the game up, make the lead that Creighton has a little bit smaller, and maybe make the flag runner worth it. So now we've got 99 through the ball. It did go off pitch, and it was adjudicated to be to Creighton. And now we've got the quad ball being passed around from Creighton. They're still not able to go in despite all of that beater kerfuffle happening.
Creighton remains control. However, there was a little bit of a contest on that shot on the medium hoop. It is to be decided if the Virginia quad ball player committed a foul on this shot on the middle hoop. The referees are convening now.
Lots of stoppages this game, which means a lot of the strongest players on these rosters are able to stay out for quite a while. And it looks like The goal was good for Creighton, so the score is 100-10. Creighton remains with a 90-point lead, as well as dodgeball control for this defense. And
Virginia
resumes.
resets now. Virginia resets now as they proceed outside of their keeper zone. They're proceeding a little bit slow as they're trying to evaluate the dodgeball situation. Now they proceed a lot quicker. It's a fast break by Virginia. Virginia through the center hoop. It is a good goal. That is 100-20 in favor of Creighton. 100 to Creighton, 20 to Virginia.
So right now, Creighton is in the lead by 80 points. And they are running on a no dodgeball scenario. I'd love to see some. Oh, great strip by number 77. But Creighton was able to pick up that rebound. And so we once again. So it does look like there is a call on the place. So right now, Creighton keeper has possession, but we'll have to see if that changes. And then back in the complete other half, I see 3 dodgeballs on the ground. So there's a lot of beater game happening on the other side of the field, which you don't see very often. Often you want to coordinate that together, but there was just so much happening.
Yes, an astute observation by Soleil here. We have 3 of the dodgeballs on the floor right now in the keeper zone of Creighton.
I do believe that one of them is possessed by a beater, but that beater is grabbing some water, using the stoppage in order to be able to stay out for just a little bit longer.
The quad ball, however, is currently behind the hoops of the Virginia half, but it does look like it appears to be in the possession of Creighton. The head ref is debating this. Creighton picks up the ball behind half. They are on the opposite side of the middle hoop. We have Virginia wrapped around the Creighton player already as play resumes. Play resumes now. Creighton drives. Creighton drives to the middle hoop.
Drive through everybody. I would love to see this player pass.
And yet, he does not.
So now score is 110-20. They remain with a 90-point lead in this game. And so now we've got Virginia slowly carrying the ball up. I do see that this time Creighton has opted to get triple dodgeball control, and so Virginia has no beaters this offense. However, Creighton is a little bit limited in what they can do defensively if they want to maintain these 3 dodgeballs. And now they have 2, so Virginia is able to gain control of 1. Okay. Looks like the goal for Virginia was good.
On the small hoop, number 77 on the small hoop there. A little bit of a delay by the referee call, but it was indeed good. We have a 110-30 lead by Creighton. Creighton resets with the dodgeball up top. They have, or with the quad ball up top, they do have dodgeball control as they move forward. We have Creighton setting up top, a good pass to the left on the little hoop. Back reset up top. Shifts to the right side. Still Creighton in control of both the dodgeball and the quad ball.
We're seeing a hoop defense from Virginia right now, but given how many drives they've managed to score on in this defense, I'd love to see a little bit more physicality from Virginia. We've got number 86 on Creighton shoots and scores.
On the middle hoop, a little bit contested, but still is able to get it in there. We do have a 120-30 lead, Creighton over Virginia.
So now we've got Virginia number 13 carrying the ball up, trying to make something happen, wait for their beaters. They're just really looking, but they don't have a lot of pass options right now. Really only a reset. Passes to number 7, who's getting pressured by a beater, but recognizes that it's a fake throw, and then passes to number 77 when the opportunity arises. They
77
able to
driving up.
something.
77 to the pass to 7. 7 shoots, middle hoop. Good goal by Virginia. That leads us to 120 Creighton, 40 Virginia.
We've got Creighton driving down, looking to utilize this no dodgeball scenario that they have, but currently not quite able to make something happen. 99 misses a beat, and so Creighton still has no dodgeballs, but does not seem to be driving in.
Creighton with a fake shot to the middle hoop, off of the post, no good. Reset to Virginia. Virginia now has quad ball. Moving up past their half line as they proceed. We have dodgeball control still with Creighton. However, Virginia with the quad ball up top. Resets even more up top. We have 77 pursuing up.
Protected by their beaters with the dodgeball, which gives them a little bit of space, but not enough that they feel comfortable shooting. So now we've got number 7. Now that their beaters were able to make something happen, they took a shot. Unfortunately, it did not connect.
Unlucky by 7 off of the rim of the middle hoop. It is controlled by Creighton. Creighton moves up now with quad ball. However, Virginia remains control of the dodgeballs.
And so now we've got Creighton looking to drive in, passes deep. This chaser passes all the way up top. Great long pass by that Creighton chaser.
Misbeat by the Virginia beater on the Creighton ball carrier. Creighton ball carrier goes back. Recovered by Creighton. Creighton shoots. Middle hoop. Good goal. That is 130-40. Creighton over Virginia.
And so now we've got looks like there was a dodgeball turnover for a kick after beat. So Creighton does remain in control of those dodgeballs. And now we've got number 17 on Virginia carrying the quad ball up. And I believe we have about 5 seconds left in the 20-minute period. And so
the 20-minute period last possession has been called. Last possession by Virginia as they move the quad ball up. Number 77 Cub carries up the top of the key going left. Resets back to the top of the key to number 13. Number 13 going right. Still holding control of the quad ball as she goes right. Still leaning right.
I believe the Virginia Chasers are going to look to take it really slow and hope that their beaters are able to get control before the last possession is over. So if Virginia can maintain possession, that would be great. And Virginia is able to score in their last possession. So that makes the score going into this 130-50. And now we are at the 20-minute mark, so we're going to hear from one of our sponsors.
Starting route to the Richmond region.
All right, so we are at the intermission in the college finals. I see Batman running across the field. Not 100% sure what is happening right now.
There was a solid somersault by Batman there, though.
But we are, they are bringing the hype, and that's what we want in a final game. So we've got flag runner. I believe that's Tad Walters.
Batman is really drawing in the crowd here, though.
This is the most hype I've seen the crowd all day for Batman. And so now we've got flag runner coming in, Tad Walters dressed in all yellow, including the headband. We'll have to see how these seekers pan out. I am not 100% sure who's seeking. They've not sent their seekers to the box. So we'll see how they're able to hold up. I know that Tad is a very strong flag runner, and I am excited to see how this pans out. If Virginia is able to catch, they will close the gap a little bit, bringing the score to 130-185. However, if Creighton pulls, they're even closer to winning this game, and the score will be 165-50. The set score for this game is 190. The set score is always 60 points above the score of the highest scoring team at intermission. So because Creighton has 130 points right now, the set score is 190.
Indeed, we have a 130 lead for Creighton, 52 Virginia as we reset now. The flag runner is on pitch.
And so it looks like the head referee is getting confirmation from their assistant referees and from the live stream to make sure that everything is ready to go. We've got their players returning to their brooms.
50, that score is 190.
So the head referee just confirmed the scores that we have been telling you. So everything we said earlier is correct. And so now we've got Virginia. Looks like they're able to pick up dodgeball control, which will be really crucial for them going into this game.
Creighton is pursuing up with the quad ball. Quad ball up top. They now cross half. Creighton pursues. Creighton passes left.
Looks like Virginia is focusing their dodgeballs in the quad ball game, whereas Creighton is focusing in the secret game. So far, Virginia has just been doing wind sprints, not able to get a look. And now we've got 7 driving in on Virginia, able to get another point on the board. So it's 130-60 for Creighton right now.
A great play by Virginia. We had a shot to the middle hoop by Creighton, recovered by Virginia, who was covering the center hoop. Caught and then immediately turned over to a fast break in Virginia's favor. We are now at 130-60.
Given that the beaters of Creighton are focusing on the flag runner, we may see Virginia able to put some more points on the board here. And so we've got Creighton with the quad ball, makes a pass, but overshoots it, and looks like it goes out of bounds, and that's going to be Virginia's quad ball.
Indeed, Virginia with the quad ball recovery as they pursue across half. They do also assume dodgeball control. So Virginia with both the quad ball and dodgeball control. We have a great try by the Virginia Seeker there. Virginia Seeker is down. We are going to have a stoppage of play. However, that was a little bit after the fact.
There was a good goal for Virginia, bringing the score up 130-70. They are already closing the gap. I think that by putting their dodgeballs in on that quad ball game, where they're going to be able to put some more points on the board, whereas Creighton is putting their dodgeballs, hoping to catch that flag runner and be able to put on the 30 points after they catch, which I think makes a lot of sense given their lead. That can give them up to 3 goals, or rather 3.5 goals is what the flag runner is worth. And so those Seekers are looking to detach that tail. And so I see that Creighton beater is Creighton Seeker is Tanner Sato, number 70. And I see that we will be having a sub for the Virginia Seeker. So we'll have to let you know who that is when the play resumes and when this player is able to walk off of the pitch.
Exactly. Virginia Seeker is down. Athletic trainer is attending to her. We have a head ref call of having everyone go back to their respective sidelines as we check on the Virginia Seeker.
So this will be a really good opportunity for the Creighton and Virginia teams to regroup. Creighton has not put any points on the board since the flag runner has been out, whereas Virginia has put up 20 more points. And so they're at 130-70 right now. I think Virginia is going to want to keep this momentum going, and Creighton might have to make some adjustments in order to maintain their lead and maintain such a strong way to go. And so right now, we've got the actually good.
Yeah. Okay. And we will be right back from a message from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
So it looks like the Virginia Seeker is able to stand up and walk off pitch, so that's great. And I believe that as soon as they exit the pitch, Abby Kirchmeier, she will be replaced by another Seeker, and then we will have play resume. I'm interested to see if Creighton makes any adjustments here in order to maintain their lead, or if they think that they're going to be able to do that without having to change anything. And so I'm trying to see who the seeker sub is. I believe that's Anne Marie on Virginia, but I am guessing just based on uh not numbers. So it's hard to say. We'll have to find out who that is and who's going in to try and catch that flag runner.
We'll also have an interesting contention for the dodgeball here. Virginia number 99 is going against Maddie on Creighton. Both of them have their arms wrapped around the dodgeball now before the play restarts by the head ref. It'll be an interesting one-on-one battle for that dodgeball control once we resume play.
And so it is Anne-Marie Pritchett going in as the seeker. And it does look like number 99, Rhett Krovitz, able to maintain control of that dodgeball, which means Virginia does have possession of both dodgeballs. Beats out a chaser down low, and but still picked up by the keeper for Creighton. We've got Creighton very slowly walking up pitch, protected by their beaters. I'm assuming that their beaters are going to look to maintain or get back dodgeball control so that they're able to start taking out that seeker. Number 99, great catch by Rhett Krovitz, able to maintain control despite beat and then a tackle.
Virginia going up the pitch, number 77 with a great shot on the small hoop. That is a good goal by Virginia. That leaves us with 130 Creighton, 80 Virginia.
And so now, if Virginia is able to catch this flag runner, they will close the gap and make this a 20-point game. And so right now we've got Creighton with the quad ball. Creighton still has not been able to score since the flag runner has entered the pitch. And they're passing around the outside. However, now Creighton does have dodgeball control, so they may have never mind, I lied. Virginia does have control.
I'll keep an eye on Snitch as Soleil comments on the quad ball. I'll keep an eye on the flag runner, and Soleil will keep an eye on the quad ball.
A great defense from Virginia here. And now they're running up with control, looking, but unfortunately does not have any pass options. Dodges a bludger, passes to number 77, who puts it through the hoop, closing the gap once again. And now, as I mentioned, if Virginia is able to pull this flag runner, then it will be a 10-point game. They will only need to close the gap by one more goal. So time is called by Creighton. Great choice by Creighton here, I think, given that they are still at 130, which is exactly what they were at when the flag runner entered. And so now we've had Virginia put 40 points on the board during flag runner period.
So that leaves us at 130 to Creighton, 90 Virginia. As the play stops for the Creighton timeout, we have a very even flag runner vibe going on right now between the two teams.
Tad is a very strong flag runner, so I wouldn't be surprised if these teams are able to just put quad ball points on the board before anyone can even catch that flag runner. So right now we've got the set score is 190, so that means that UVA needs 100 points to finish this game, while Creighton needs 60, which is exactly the same as they started with. We still call them seekers? Yeah. And so now we'll have to see what Creighton does to adjust. They may be putting more emphasis on their quad ball game again, because they were so strong with that in the beginning, but it seems like they're playing a very different game now that flag runner's on pitch.
Players are now returning to their brooms as head ref calls them back. We should be resuming play shortly.
We've got Tad Walters once again blowing some kisses to the crowd.
Classic Tad.
And it looks like the players are trying to figure out whose broom is whose.
Yep, Maddie indeed moved off of the broom that they thought they were claiming to another broom.
And so now we have, I cannot tell who has the quad ball. I think it's blocked. Oh, Creighton has the quad ball, and Virginia has dodgeball control. Creighton does have some one-on-one time with the flag runner here, as well as quad ball, and they are slowly bringing it up, protected by their beater, looking to make a move, passes to the right side, who passes really deep, back up to that right side there. And it looks like they're going to reset it. Blocked by number 13 on Virginia, but that chaser was beat out. And the rebound was picked up by Creighton. Creighton was able to pass it off. And unfortunately, they passed to a player who was off room.
We have Creighton with a free time on the seeker now as number 77 on Virginia pursues with the quad ball up front.
Drives a pitch, but kind of misses a look, I think, where they had a really free pass option by the hoop. We've got both seekers pursuing the flag runner right now, and we're seeing number 99, Rat Krovitz, getting an opportunity once again, but unfortunately the goal did not go through.
Just off the bottom rim on that middle hoop.
Great beating by number 99, I think. Creating a lot of offensive opportunities for Virginia. And so now we've got Creighton driving in. Virginia misses a beat, and the goal is good for Creighton. That is the first goal that Creighton has put on the board since the start of the flag runner period. So the score is 140-90, and reminder that set score is 100-90. And so now we've got number 77 on 190, not 100-90. Now we got Virginia number 77, Nathan Jen, carrying it up. Passes to Chantel Sidlars, who's driving in, is looking to find an opportunity, goes all the way to the left, passes up to number 77, Zan Sadiki. He's looking to drive past the chaser, and then passes back up to number 77, Nathan Jun.
Both seekers appear to be playing rather conservatively. Virginia, number 17, approaching the seeker a little bit more than the Creighton seeker now. However, both of them, again, playing rather conservatively with the flag runner now. We have the quad ball control, number 77 up top. Number 77, big tackle by Creighton. Creighton recovers the quad ball as a result.
And so now we've got Creighton driving in, passing to the right, to number 3. Hunter Mogan passes back up to number 80, Danny Rendon, who's moving up slow, protected by their beater. The beater on Virginia beats the keeper up top, but they're able to make a pass off. But Virginia is able to get control of that quad ball in their keeper zone.
Again, a very interesting seeker play by both teams now. It doesn't seem like one or the other is playing defensive seeking. However, I would argue that neither of them are being very aggressive with the flag runner now. So it seems like a quad ball controlled game.
My guess is that neither of those seekers want to accidentally distract the snitch and distract the flag runner and result in the other team catching. So now number 7,
good goal, medium hoop on number 7, Virginia. That leaves us to 140 Creighton to 100 to Virginia. That lowers the gap. Now it's a 40-point difference between the two teams. Again, the Seekers are playing rather conservatively on both sides in terms of the flag runner. We have Creighton resetting the ball up top.
Great shot by Zan Sadiki on that one. And so now we've got Creighton beater beats out both of the beaters on Virginia, and that results in a goal for Creighton, making the score 150-100. So now, if Creighton does decide to pursue the flag runner and is able to catch, they will be 1 goal away from finishing the game. But they are only starting to do that a little bit right now. It does seem like they're trying to conserve their energy. So now we've got Virginia carrying the quad ball up. Again, number 7, Zan Sadiki, looking to have an opportunity, but beaters on Creighton are doing a great job guarding everybody. Passes back up to number 77, Nathan Jun.
Again, the Seekers are playing rather conservatively here. There's really no aggression going towards the flag runner. Both of them about 3 feet away from the flag runner. We have a shot by Virginia.
No, a great beat from Creighton, creating a turnover in the quad ball game. Really close seeker look for Creighton. As well, Creighton is carrying the quad ball up the field.
We have Creighton carrying the quad ball up the field. The Creighton seeker has a one-on-one look with the flag runner. However, Virginia is able to grab the quad ball and a decisive dunk on the small hoop by Virginia number 7. That leaves us with 150, my apologies, to Creighton, 111 to 110, my apologies, to Virginia.
And we've got Creighton slowly carrying the quad ball up the field. Virginia maintaining possession of both dodgeballs and looking to beat out their players. But it does look like Creighton gets control back as number 99 on Virginia was beat. And Creighton drives in, hoping to score, but it's really hard when there's quite a few Virginia players there.
We have a stoppage on the field now as head referee calls the play dead. Again, both of the seekers on Tad are a little bit. There's a couple feet in between the seekers and Tad now, so it very much seems like the focus is on the quad ball for both teams. We'll be interested to see on what this stoppage is by the head referee.
At the start of the flag runner period, we did see Creighton's beaters on the seeker. However, now we are seeing them in the quad ball game. So they did make that adjustment during that timeout. And so now we'll hear from the head referee.
One foul on the play. UVA number 7, unsporting conduct, making referee calls. Blue card.
We
1
have
minute until Creighton scores.
we have a blue card on number 7 Virginia on making ref calls. That will be 1 minute in the box.
And I'm not sure if that will be a quad ball turnover or if the quad ball will remain in possession of Virginia.
To be determined, as the quad ball is currently on the floor. The quad ball is still on the floor.
Quad ball is on the ground
and picked
and
up
gets
by
by
Virginia.
Virginia is able to get dodgeball control back. Great job by Rhett, who unfortunately gets beat out close to our table here. And so now we've got number 77 driving in, makes a pass to number 4 on Virginia. And I do see hand up in the air. So I do believe there was some contact from Creighton against number 4 on Virginia, who was looking to score there. I will say number 4, Sabrina Berry was in a great spot to receive that. But unfortunately was not able to connect. We'll see if she gets a second chance if there is a call on the play here. Right now we've got our head referees discussing, and the score is
150 to Creighton, 110 to Virginia. We have a close match, 40-point difference. The flag runner is still on the pitch, which means that either team is up for grabs for the 35-point difference.
Yeah, and so if Virginia catches this flag runner, they will be up to 145, making this a 1-goal game. Right now it is still a 4-goal game, which can be really hard to catch up from in the quad ball game. But given how strong of a flag runner period they've had, I think they may be able to do it. And I want to really shout out the Virginia beaters right now. They're holding control, and they're doing so much, creating these offensive opportunities that their chasers are finally able to take advantage of. Virginia seems to have had a slower start, but they're getting back into it. And we'll have to see if Creighton's mental game is affected now that they are still working so hard to get up to the 190 points. They've only scored 2 goals since the flag runner has been on pitch, while the Virginia team has scored 6. We'll have to wait and see what the call is, but there is a contact call on the play.
Two dodgeballs are currently on the ground right now on the side of Creighton. However, we are undetermined of who has control at the moment.
We're just waiting to hear from the head referee on exactly what the contact foul was.
Coming in now.
Two fouls on the play.
There's 2.
First foul, Creighton number 3, reckless tackle. Yellow card. 1 minute or until UVA scores. Second foul. Creighton, number 68, illegal contact to the neck. There's also a yellow card and will be the second foul released by goal or on time.
We have 2 fouls against Creighton, number 3 and number 68. That means 2 people are in the box, both on yellow cards. We have a huge power play for Virginia. Let's see how they take advantage of it.
Yeah, so Virginia has the opportunity to score 2 goals before Creighton comes in with a full chaser lineup. And so right now, the quad ball is in the hands of number 77, who looks to drive in and scores. Great goal by Nathan Junn.
That'll bring back 1 Creighton player that was in the box. That means 1 Creighton player remains in the box. Still a power play for Virginia, but Creighton has control of the quad ball as they pursue upwards.
So we're going to see Creighton play a slower game here, probably trying to kill this penalty. And a really smart play by Maddie in the beater game where she beat out the Virginia seeker because she was just waiting for her chasers to come up. And that's the kind of play that we expect from players of this level. And again, we've got Creighton slowly passing the ball around. Probably just killing that time, trying to make it look like they want to score.
Just checking in on the flag runners, it does seem to be rather low intensity. They remain about 2 feet distance from the flag runner. We have a turnover on the quad ball, however. Virginia pursuing upwards on the fast break. Virginia, big tackle by Creighton in front of the medium hoop. Virginia is shooting underwards, is unable to make contact with the open goal on the Virginia middle hoop. We have a stoppage of play on a potential injury of Creighton players. We will update you as soon as possible on that exact interaction. We do still remain kind of rather conservative by both of the seekers, by Virginia and Creighton. Is a very interesting take, but it seems like both teams are very much focused on the quad ball as we remain 150 to Creighton, 120 to Virginia. Very close game.
Virginia has been able to close this gap. And my guess is that we're seeing a lot of conservative play from these seekers, again, because they just want to maintain that energy and stay out for as long as they possibly can. Given how good of a flag runner Tad is, I think both of these teams know that it's a possibility that neither team could catch, even if they put in 110%. But they may risk tiring themselves out or tiring multiple players who could be useful in the quad ball or the beater game. And so right now,
we have a little bit of a referee deliberation taking place. We have Creighton 40 points away from set score. We have Virginia 70 points away from set score. Very, very close game, especially with the flag runner still on pitch. Still a really hot debated interaction between the ARs and the head ref now as they try to determine what the appropriate call on the pitch will be.
Given that at one point Creighton had a 7-goal lead or 70-point lead against Virginia, Virginia has been really able to close this gap. And I want to point out that they've been able to do this without playing one of their star players, Emma Rollins, who hasn't been in since the beginning of the game. And so it's really great to see that they're able to have so much depth in their team that they're able to close that gap. Even without all of their starters. And so we'll have to see if Creighton is able to adjust and maintain this.
I would agree that there's been a very strong fight back by Virginia since the 20-minute mark. Seems like they are very much closing in on that gap between Creighton and Virginia. It seemed like it was much bigger than it is now. We're at a 30-point gap as we speak now, but at 20 minutes, I believe it was around 70 points. So very much so, Virginia is coming back in the quad ball game while the flag runner is on pitch. And we should be seeing an update on the injury that is being reported on field in a couple of minutes.
So I'm seeing all of the referees gathered in the shade, which makes sense. It's a very sunny day here in Virginia, nice and warm. I know that this is my 3rd or 4th time playing in Virginia, and it is actually the coolest despite being very hot.
I agree that coming from a Californian perspective, it does not seem as humid as it was yesterday. I do argue that yesterday was much hotter of a day than it is today. The breeze is very welcome. It does kind of bring a little bit of a cooler vibe to these games as we close out on the 2025 USQ Nationals. Again, stay tuned as we update on this injury stoppage. We have the athletic trainer attending to the Creighton player now.
So, given the length of this stoppage, I think what's really interesting is how these players are going to be able to rest and recover, and they're just going to be able to stay out for even longer. So, a lot of these stars have been out for quite some time. You really see that college athleticism coming in. And now, given that they're able to sit, have some water, regroup, they're going to be able to stay out for even longer.
And we get some clapping going now, which means that the Creighton player is back on their feet. Love to see it. It'll be interesting to see how Virginia's coaching staff is able to tend to the team to adjust what is necessary to close that 30-point gap. Again, Creighton holds the lead right now at 150 to 120.
I think that if Virginia keeps doing what they've been doing since the flag runner has been on pitch, they're going to close that gap. Again, I believe they've scored 70 points. And so now we do have the Creighton player able to walk off pitch. And so players are going to be returning to their brooms very shortly. But going back to that, yeah, I think that given that they've put up 70 quad ball points in the flag runner period, where Creighton has only been able to put up 20, if Virginia keeps doing what they're doing, they're going to run away with this game. But if Creighton can get back to where they were in their first start of this game, then I think Creighton has a distinctive win. So we'll have to see what happens. Players are returning.
We have Creighton with control of the dodgeball once play resumes.
Thank you.
And so players are remounting to their brooms, getting their headbands on. I love to see the hug between not even teammates, between opposing teams. That's the kind of camaraderie that I love about quad ball.
Very, very true. Love to see it. The respect between both teams here in the D1 National Championship.
And
We
so
have a reset.
Now we've got Creighton with the quad ball at the top, driving in, but slows it down when they see that number 99 Rhett Krovitz has that bludger dodgeball. And so now we've got 3 on Creighton driving in on a no dodgeball scenario, able to dunk on that small hoop, making the score 160 to 120. So
that
now
does mean that if Creighton is able to pull the flag runner, they will win this game.
So now, if I was Creighton, I would start going really hard for this flag runner, but I'm not necessarily seeing that. It does look like Creighton's playing a more defensive seeking game.
Indeed, I can confirm that Creighton is indeed playing a defensive flag running game.
And so now we've got Virginia with the quad ball deep, resets it back up to the top. And meanwhile, Virginia beaters are able to get dodgeball control. Virginia passes deep, passes to number 13, who just in a scuffle for it, unfortunately does not get possession. And so now it is Creighton's ball at the top. However, Virginia did get dodgeball control, so we'll have to see how they use it.
Again, it does seem like Creighton is pulling a fully defensive flag running situation here as the flag runner for Creighton tries to box out the flag runner for Virginia.
And so now I believe that there is a not good opportunity, but we now see number 7 for Virginia, who drives in, takes a shot, but is not able to connect on it. The beaters on Virginia still maintaining control. A very, very strong beater pair out here. Number 10, Joey Bay, and number 99, Rhett Krovitz.
The Creighton Seeker's eyes seem to solely be on the Virginia Seeker now, not focus on the flag runner at all. That means that they're fully in a defensive seeking position.
And so now we've got Creighton with the quad ball, does a handoff at the top. Virginia beater pressures, blocks a dodgeball, makes a beat on the quad ball carrier, and so now Virginia still able to maintain, almost able to maintain possession, but unfortunately they were beat out. I would have loved to see Virginia Chasers take advantage of that opportunity, but unfortunately they were not able to. Very high chaser pressure from Creighton here.
Also, I would like to note that it has been the same 2 seekers in for both teams on Creighton and Virginia.
Actually, I do think Creighton took a sub at one point, but Virginia Anne Marie has been out since she subbed in minutes and minutes ago.
My apologies for that discrepancy. We have a shot by Virginia that is apparently by the crowd considered good, but we will determine if it is good by the head referee.
The head referee and the goal referee are going to be the ones who have the best angle on that, not necessarily the crowd, even when the crowd thinks so. And I do believe that the Blue Jays, which is Creighton's B team, are in the back, the ones who are saying no good. And so they're clapping because it does look like Creighton has gotten the quad ball. Oh, maybe not. Now Virginia number 13 has an opportunity here to put
One
that
foul
quad
on the
ball through the
play.
net.
Creighton, number 10,
Chantel
legal
with
contact.
the
Contact
quad
from
ball control.
behind. Yellow card, 1 minute or until UVA scores.
So Creighton did receive a yellow card, but we'll have to see because I think that Virginia has a great shot. Maybe less so now, but does have a good shot at getting a goal here. And if they put that goal through, then Creighton will not be down that chaser.
Again, that is Chantal, number 13 on Virginia with the quad ball control. Chantal goes middle hoop. That is a good goal by Chantal. Great athleticism on the offensive by Virginia.
A beautiful drive by Chantal. I love to see that. And so now we've got Creighton carrying the quad ball up, stopping to look at the seeker, give their beaters a look, hit that seeker out, tire her out, and hopefully make her sub because she's been in forever.
That does leave us at 160 to 130 in favor of Creighton. That does mean that if Virginia is able to pull the flag runner, it'll be a very, very close game.
And so 86 shoots, and I do think it went through. However, they were beat before. And so I see a reset from Creighton.
Reset,
but
possibly to nobody. Okay, we have a good dive by the Creighton keeper to try to keep it out of the keeper zone on that reset. However, I do not think that is what indeed happened. I do think the quad ball was able to cross the keeper zone on Creighton's behalf. So that was reset to number 77 on Virginia. Virginia now has quad ball control.
Who gets another shot at closing this 30-point gap that Virginia has right now. So it's being carried by number 77, who passes to number 13, Chantel. She looks to drive in and pass back up to 77.
Again, checking in on the seeker game, it does seem like Creighton is resuming the defensive seeker position. We have a quick drive on the quad ball by number 77 on Virginia. Virginia is stuffed behind the hoop, and Creighton recovers the quad ball.
I really want to shout out the Virginia beaters on that play. They created an opportunity, even if the Chasers weren't able to capitalize. They really tried their hardest to create a no dodgeball scenario.
We do have a substitution on the Virginia side in terms of seeker. We now have number 33 in. That is Rachel Brooke for Virginia on the seeker game.
So now we've got Creighton looking to pass the quad ball back up top, driving in, dodges a beat and scores on that small hoop, making the score 170 to 130. Creighton only needs 20 points to finish this game, and Virginia still needs 60 points. They're now 40 points down, which is going to be a little bit tougher to close that gap in the finals here.
It'll be interesting to focus in on the flag runner now as Virginia goes full hard on the flag runner, but it does seem to appear like Creighton is assuming, again, the defensive seeker position. We have number 77 with the quad ball to the left. Looking upwards, we have a little bit of a chaos on the back hoops there. Big tackle on number 13, Chantal. We have a stoppage of play as we check to make sure Chantal is okay.
And I'm really impressed that she was able to maintain possession of that quad ball as she took that hit. And so there is another possible potential injury on the field, but we'll wait and see what the head referees say. I'm a little bit worried for the Virginia team, given if if 13 has to sub out here. I'm not sure that they actually have that many female or gender non-conforming players left to pick from to be able to play. They do seem to be dwindling down in their roster. I don't think they have a full roster coming into this, and with a couple of injuries throughout the weekend, that can really throw them off.
Yes, I do agree. It'll be really interesting to keep an eye on the flag runner in this position. Again, it does seem like Creighton taking a fully defensive stance while Virginia pursues the flag runner. However, it doesn't seem like it's really been to any sort of fruition. The Virginia seeker has not been able to get a good look on the flag runner, as both Tad is a great flag runner himself, and also the Creighton seeker is playing a great defensive look. So that means that it seems like Creighton and kind of Virginia at this point are focused fully on the quad ball game.
And so I'm not seeing any call on the play yet, but we'll have to see if the referees tell us otherwise. I also believe that both players seem to be okay. And so now there just seems to be a discussion between the Virginia coach and the head referee right now. My guess is that because Chantal is okay, she is hoping to stay in the game. But if the stoppage occurred due to injury, then she will be required to sub. But now I do see that the head referee is talking to the coaches of Creighton. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be a forced substitution on Chantal here, so it'll be really interesting to see what the call by the head referee is. I believe that call will be coming rather soon. The head referee has picked up the ball, given it to Chantal, number 13 of Virginia. Virginia takes a couple steps away from the Creighton chaser that it was closest. And again, we have a reconvening of the head referee with some assistant refs and the scorekeeping table.
I do see a chaser on Creighton has made their way to the box, so I am assuming there is a call on the play. I believe that's number 79, Mason DeSig, in the box, and we'll wait and see what the head referee says and what the call exactly is. This has been a game with a lot of stoppages, and so that, I think, has been in Virginia's favor, given their small roster. Not sure if you can see the bench from the camera angle, but I think there's only 4 somewhere in that zone players in the bench area, whereas Creighton has quite a big roster. So the slow, many stoppages could actually be to Creighton's disadvantage here.
Also, I would like to note that Creighton's B team really seems to be coming in full force on the supporting side. So I very much see the Blue Jays B team coming in hard in support of Creighton. You can very much hear that on the sidelines now. The referee crew is convening. The head referee is making the call now.
One foul in the play. Creighton, number 3, reckless conduct. Yellow card. This is number 3.
Yellow. Will be a red card.
So we do have 3 yellows against Creighton number 3. 3 yellows equates to a red card in the quad ball game. That means
So when a red card happens, that means that a goal does not release the player from the penalty box. They do need to serve the entire time in the penalty box, regardless of if Virginia scores.
and I believe that's 2 minutes, right, Soleil? Instead of 1?
You know, I am not a scorekeeper. I am not 100%
And
sure.
yet, I've played US quad ball for like 5 years. I think it's 2 minutes in the box for a red card. We will verify that just based on vibes. But I do believe that is correct. It should be 2 minutes in the box served for the red card, given that it wasn't a straight ejection.
Chantal resets the ball up to the top. Virginia is going to look to use this opportunity because they do outnumber the Chasers by 1 right now while that Chaser is in the box. Number 77 dodges a beat, but still isn't able to make anything happen so far. Again, number 77 gets wrapped up, but I do believe there's a call on the play. From what I could see, it's possible that there was some high neck contact on that Chaser down there, so we may see a second card from Creighton. Creighton's having, I would say, a harder time keeping their heads and not getting cards at this point in the game. And with how close they are to the end, they really, really, really need to stay in this game.
Confirmed that there was a card against Creighton. Here's the
One
head
foul on the
referee's
play.
call.
Creighton, number 86, illegal contact from behind. Yellow card, 1 minute or until.
We have a call against number 86 on Creighton. Yellow card, contact from behind. That will be a 1-minute penalty served in the box unless Virginia is able to score here, which they are, into the center hoop.
Virginia.
That leaves us at 170 Creighton, 140 Virginia.
And so now it is a 30-point game. I do think it's anyone's game, especially given that there is one player in the penalty box for Creighton. We're going to see Creighton keeping the quad ball very slow.
And the fact that the flag runner is still on pitch now, it really is truly anybody's game. Seems like Creighton is still taking the defensive seeking position as Virginia pursues the flag runner.
And so we do have a seeker sub for Creighton, while Creighton passes the quad ball around the outside and looks to score. Unfortunately, the player who received the pass was beat before, but the player was able to pick up the ball, but unfortunately not able to recover without getting beat. And so now Creighton double beats. So now Creighton carrying the quad ball up pitch, protected by their beater.
Yeah, very interesting exchange there at the half line as Virginia tried to recover the quad ball, but it seems like Creighton was able to beat out the top Virginia Chaser as they pursued that fast break. So Creighton
Great catch by number 10 beater on Virginia, and now they're able to get control back, which is going to be huge for them right now. Looks like Creighton turned over the quad ball to Virginia, and Virginia now has 2 dodgeballs in the ground. We've got number 77 on Virginia running in and scores, closing the gap once again. The score is 170 to 150. Set score is 190. So the teams respectively need 20 or 40 points to end this game.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, do we have ourselves a good final match in this D1 championship?
You know, going into this at the start of it, I wasn't sure it was going to be so close, but it is a much closer game than it was going in.
Especially with the quick, it seemed like Creighton put up almost 60 points, 70 points unanswered. Virginia is indeed crawling their way back, clawing their way back into this game.
Oh, great interception by number 13, Chantal on Virginia. That was a perfect defense, in my opinion. And Chantal's been out for so long. The
Number
athleticism
13
is crazy.
Killing it. Number 13 is slaying on the pitch now.
So now we've got number 7 and number 77 passing at the top, going a little bit slow. I am not sure. It does appear that the Creighton Chaser has been released from the box, so Virginia's no longer on a power play. Virginia passes deep to Chantal. Close. And the goal is good, making the score 170 to 160. It is a 10-point game. It is anyone's game right now.
Virginia was able to capitalize on that play despite the fact that Creighton had dodgeball control. Quite an offensive stretch by Virginia.
Scored by Sabrina Berry and assisted by Chantal Sidlars.
That leaves us again with a 10-point game. It is anyone's match here in the D1 USQ Championship Finals.
So now we've got number 86 on Creighton, passing with the keeper on the top. Looking if they have a deep option. Right now they don't, but they're able to pass it in. And Creighton looks to score on the small hoop and is successful. Scored by the Creighton keeper. Creighton only needs one more goal to win. So now we're gonna have the Virginia Seeker really, really trying to catch that flag and end the game before Creighton can make that final goal.
Again, it seems like Creighton is taking a hard defensive stance on the Seeker floor. It'll be interesting to see if they change that perspective. We have a Virginia player down as the referee crew attends to that possible cramp, and we will see what is coming from that now. That does leave us with a 10-point game. And like last goal, if Creighton is able to score, they are going to take this championship for themselves.
That being said, if Virginia is able to catch this flag runner, they could just end the game with one single catch. Otherwise, they will need to stop every single offense that Creighton has, as well as put up 30 points in the quad ball game. So I think Virginia should go really hard on the flag runner right now, but still probably commit their beaters to the defense, given that if Creighton scores even just one quad ball point, they do win the championship.
I definitely agree. It'll be really interesting to see what the beater take is on Virginia's side here. Again, if they are able to pull, that would be a win for Virginia. However, if Creighton is able to score one more quad ball point, that means that Creighton will be crowned our D1 champions.
Again, these teams are having an opportunity to regroup, so I'm sure that the Virginia coaches are giving some very explicit communication to the team on exactly what they want them to do and how they want them to execute these final defenses.
We have some claps as the Virginia player is able to get back onto their feet. We love to see it. There will be a injury substitution as Virginia continues.
And I believe Virginia does still have possession of the quad ball. I cannot remember who has dodgeball control, but I believe it was Virginia from what I remember.
It's giving Virginia very much so based on what the dodgeball position is on the floor, and I do confirm that based on the Virginia players playing with the dodgeballs that are on the floor now. So that means Virginia is in control of the dodgeballs and in control of the quad ball.
And so the players are returning to their brooms, getting ready to remount and resume play. But we're still waiting on a couple more. I see a few empty brooms on the field.
Yep, a couple more players returning to their brooms now as head referee seems to have their final call. The head referee call to the live stream should be made in just a few seconds. Double checking with their ARs on this call. Again, just a check on the scorecard. That is 180 to Creighton, 160 to Virginia.
Set score is 190.
It's 10 points to Creighton for the win, or 30 points to Virginia for the win. Again, snitch pull, flag runner pull by Virginia will take the game. One good ball, quad ball through the hoop will take it for Creighton. There seems to be no call on the play as head referee restarts. We have Chantal number 13 on the left for Virginia. Virginia shoots.
Virginia takes a shot, and it's not able to connect to their rebound player behind the hoops. So now Creighton has the quad ball, and is really looking to put that final point on. They do create a no dodgeball scenario, but unfortunately are not able to capitalize on it. And it looks like after a scuffle on the ground, Virginia number 77 gets the quad ball. Fantastic defense.
Virginia also with the seeker substitution. However, we have a strong drive by number 77 on Virginia. That is a good quad ball point on the medium hoop. We have a Virginia seeker substitution, number 25, going very hard. Both seekers actually going very hard for the flag runner now. We have 180 to 100 and
170.
180 to 170. That is quite a game we have here in the finals.
With the set score being 190. And I did see a hand up from the seeker referee. And so that means that there could be a call on the play, I believe for the Creighton Seeker, as they were the ones who are sent back to hoops.
Be very interesting to see here because Virginia was going very hard on the flag runner. Creighton has been taking a very defensive stance on the Seeker since now. However, it seems like both are going full speed on the flag runner now that it is very apparent that whoever pulls that flag runner will win this game. The head referee call is coming in shortly. Okay, it appears to be no call on the play.
No,
The head referee is talking to the Seeker on Creighton, perhaps giving a warning. Nope,
no.
actually, it seems like perhaps giving a card because the Seeker for Creighton is heading to the box. Let's see what the take is on the head referee's call.
This will be really interesting because now the beaters for Creighton will be able to either beat out that Virginia Seeker or fully commit to the quad ball game, allowing their chasers to score just that one last goal needed. Given that they gave up an 80-point, 70-point possible lead, we'll see.
One foul on the play. Creighton.
Number 85, illegal contact, charge on the snitch. Or flag runner. Yellow card.
Literally us.
Or encouragement to be called.
So we have a yellow card against the Seeker for Creighton. That'll be 1 minute served in the box. Illegal contact with the flag runner. That'll give 1 minute of uninterrupted time for the Virginia Seeker to pursue the flag runner unless Virginia is able to score a quad ball point, in which case the
Correction.
Creighton.
The illegal charge was on the other seeker.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry, the card was on an illegal charge to this opposing Seeker
Yes.
instead of an illegal contact to the flag runner. That means that the quad ball is in quad ball is in Virginia's hands.
Virginia has the opportunity to turn this into a golden goal game, a very exciting finals here in Richmond, Virginia.
Man, would we love to see it. We have Virginia with the quad ball pursuing up top. A quick, good attempt on the defensive stop by Creighton up top. We have a dodgeball throw.
With a great block of that dodgeball. And now we've got number 7, Zan Siddiqui, driving in, passes to Sabrina Berry, number 4, who passes to Chantel, but unfortunately Chantel was beat, so the ball is back in Creighton's hands. And if they're able to score this quad ball through the hoops, then they are going to take home the championship title. They do not score, but they are able to get the rebound from that shot and make a pass while being tackled. Several things happen here. I am seeing.
We have a hand by Danny, the AR on the left side.
I'm seeing a bunch of hands up from a bunch of referees. So there is a possibility that this goal is good, and there's a possibility that this goal is no good. If this goal is good, the game is over and Creighton will be the champions. Otherwise, Virginia has yet another shot to turn this into a golden goal scenario. Virginia's putting up such a fight since this flag runner has been on pitch.
They really have. It's going to be such an interesting game here. Danny seemed to be the first one with the call on the AR side. They're communicating that call to the HR now. There's a deliberation between the ARs and the HR on the final call on this play.
And I did see the goal ref had an angle on it. And in these final games, the goal refs are typically certified head referees or lead assistant referees. And so they are able to make those calls as well. Even as goal refs, they may have angles that the assistant referees and the head referees don't.
The head referee call is coming in now. That is a good goal by Creighton. That is game over, ladies and gentlemen. Creighton are your D1 champions.
Thank you for joining us here at the championship final game for U.S. Quadball in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Soleil.
I'm Steph.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you later. I'm dead. I'm dead. I love it.
Somehow many Canadians are watching this too, and I'm just like, yes, away. Yeah. Just the third parties. I was like, are we talking to people? I thought you were saying hi.